Okay, so what if you could watch a multi-million-dollar brand get built from the ground up, right now, in real time? Well, today, we're going to do just that. We're breaking down a live blueprint for creating an entire brand inside the metaverse. And this isn't some theory, this is actually happening as we speak.
And really, it all comes down to this one big question. How do you take a core idea, a philosophy, and not just, talk about it, but actually build it into a real, profitable digital empire? The case study we're digging into today has a very, very specific answer.
So we're diving deep into the strategy of a company called HGF, which stands for Hustle Grind Forever. It's led by its creator, Coach Funk. And they're building this whole world based on the idea of digital ownership. The best part? They've laid out their entire playbook for all of us to see. It's fantastic.
All right, let's jump into the first key idea here. And it's super important to get this right off the bat. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. Not even close. HGF calls this the Metaverse Marathon. It's a long-term play that takes patience and a really solid foundation.
And this is what makes this whole thing so fascinating. HGF is in what they call Phase 1 right now. The brand is literally being built digital brick by digital brick. And they've got this huge milestone circled on the calendar, May 1st, 2026. We get to watch it all unfold.
And here's where it all starts, right here. The community begins with just 125 members in their Discord. So the very first, most tangible goal is just to grow that to 200 dedicated members. It's a small, it's focused, and it's a totally achievable first step in this long marathon.
So how does a marathon like this even begin? Well, to really get the how, you first have to understand the why. And the entire HGF brand is built on this really specific business philosophy they call the NIPSI framework.
This quote right here gets to the absolute heart of it. It's inspired by the late entrepreneur Nipsey Hussle, and the core idea is simple. Owning your platform, your content, and your relationship with your audience is way, way more valuable than just renting space on somebody else's platform. I mean, it's the perfect answer to the biggest problem in the creator economy: building your empire on land you don't even own. So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, it means building everything yourself, from the ground up. That's called vertical integration. It means creating a library of valuable assets, your catalog, instead of just chasing some fleeting viral moment. And it means focusing on a small, dedicated fan base that is happy to pay for something of real value. So the whole philosophy really boils down to these 4 clear ideas. First, own your platform, don't just rent it. Second, build your own systems, don't rely on middlemen taking a cut. Third, create a lasting catalog of your work, not a one-hit wonder. And finally, and this is a big one, focus on 1,000 true fans, not a million casual followers. This is literally the DNA of the entire operation.
Okay, so with that philosophy as our foundation, let's look at the actual stuff they're building. This is where all those big ideas become tangible things in the metaverse, and it really breaks down into 3 parts: territory, game, and lore. HDF's whole strategy revolves around 2 core digital things. First up, you've got Evergreen 78, which is basically a plot of digital land in the Upland metaverse. Think of it as their home base, their digital real estate. Then you have GomeQuest, which is an interactive game that lives inside that territory and tells the brand story. So, if Evergreen 78 is the stage, GomeQuest is the play that happens on it.
Okay, so we've got the philosophy, we've got the assets, but how in the world does that turn into $10 million? Well, that is where the blueprint comes in. It's a super clear 4-pillar strategy designed for scaling up. The path they've laid out makes a ton of sense. First, you own the digital land. Second, you control the game, the experience that happens on that land. Third, you package all the systems and stories you create into a catalog of intellectual property that you can actually sell. And fourth, you make money from all of it by activating that core group of true fans. And this is where that 1,000 true fans idea gets really, really powerful. See, the model isn't about getting 1 million people to give you $1. It's about creating different tiers of value. So you can see the breakdown here. You have 500 fans paying $100 a year, 300 paying $500, and then a core group of 200 super fans who are happy to pay $1,000. And just like that, with only 1,000 dedicated supporters, the brand is generating $400,000 in annual revenue. This model just completely turns the whole idea that you need millions of followers on its head. It proves you don't need to go viral to build a seriously profitable business. And from here, scaling to just 2,500 fans puts you right over the $1 million mark. Of course, this doesn't happen overnight. We have to remember it's a marathon. And that marathon is broken down into 3 very distinct phases. Phase 1 is what's happening right now, and it's all about planting the flag. And notice this, the revenue target is zero, zilch. The only focus is pure community building. Then comes Phase 2, which kicks off after that May 2026 launch. That's when monetization begins, with paid tiers and brand partnerships. And finally, Phase 3, in 2027 and beyond, that's all about scaling up by licensing the IP and launching high-end programs.
And all of that brings us right back to this moment, to right now. The grand vision is totally in place, but the immediate focus has to shift to the most critical hurdle that every new business faces, making that very first dollar.
So, here's the reality check. While the strategy is awesome, there are some immediate gaps. They call it the leaky bucket. Right now, there's no way for fans to actually pay for anything. The internal systems they've built aren't packaged up to be sold yet. They don't have an email list. They're totally reliant on Discord. And their content doesn't have a clear path to turn a follower into a customer.
Which leaves us with the ultimate strategic question. And it's the one HGF is facing right now, as we speak. They have the plan, they have the philosophy, and they have a growing community. So, what is the perfect first offer that can bridge the gap between this incredible vision and a paying reality? That right there is the million-dollar question.